Hello, everybody. It's June 21st, 2025. And if you can see from the background, we are doing the Subspecies series. I'm going to rank this series. Full Moon Entertainment series. Beautiful coffin box set of Blu-rays that they released. And all the Blu-rays are in there. Oh, there's a little Radu figurine that comes with it. I forgot downstairs, but that's okay. I love these movies. I probably like a lot of people. I stumbled across these movies on cable at some point. They came out in first movie came out in '91, and I probably found them around 90. I don't know, 94, 95, because I know Subspecies 2, which came out in 93, was already out. I don't know if Subspecies 3, Bloodlust, was out, but I remember I saw all three of those on cable. So who knows? Somewhere in the mid 90s, I found this series. I love this series. I think this is, it's absolutely phenomenal for the most part. Sadly, like many film series, it does start to go downhill. It does tell the story. It's the main antagonist is Radu, who is played by Anders Hove, and he does an unbelievable job in this series. He plays the vampire Radu, who is just the most. He's absolutely maliciously evil. And he is my favorite vampire. I will put him above anybody else. I'm possibly the only person that will ever say that. I'd put him above Bela Lugosi. I'd put him above, any of the vampires in The Lost Boys, whatever it may be. Twilight. He is absolutely my favorite vampire for two reasons. Anders Hove, nobody else could play this role because he combines evil and with a touch of insanity and a touch of megalomania and lust for one of the main characters that I'll get into in a couple minutes. And he's just a jagbag. Radu, when you think of evil, when I think of evil, the first character that comes to mind is Darth Sidious. He, to me, is the absolute embodiment of pure evil. But he's evil. He's absolutely evil. Michael Myers is evil. He's just an evil character. Radu is evil. He's just a jag. He he'll promise you things and have no intention of following through with them. Absolutely none. It's almost like being, and as an audience member, somebody watching the movie, you're almost like, okay, mate, does he have me this time? Does Radu have me this time? Is he is he really going to finally keep his word? And of course he doesn't. He's so malicious and he's so about himself. He's very much unlike any other vampire that at least I've seen in vampire movies. Now, I will say I'm not a big vampire person. I'm not, through this craze. And when these movies came out in the early 90s, again, Lost Boys was out. Interview with the Vampire had to have come out somewhere around this time. Oh, God, I was just thinking of another one. I can't think of it right now. There's definitely, this is the beginning of the vampire craze. It's not like it was, as we get into the early 2000s. But he's phenomenal. He's a very unique vampire. He's unlike any other vampire we've seen before or since. And what he does, I think a big part of why not only is he a great vampire, nobody else could do this role because of his eyes and his facial gestures, because when he's when when people are pleading for their lives or trying to make trying to make a deal with him to save their lives, he'll think and he'll kind of well, maybe he's got this voice that's very evil and very, the whole thing, it's just so unique. I've never seen a take on a vampire like this before. And he was so good. He was just such a jagbag. It just made it so much fun. It's campy. I mean, it definitely is campy. But it is such a fun ride, at least for the first three movies. Now we have Michelle. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. What's her name? Michelle. I'm gonna get this. No, Michelle is the character name. Michelle. Well, Michelle is his point of desire in the movie. She is. I was trying to think of the actress's name. Denise Duff is the actress's name. Denise Duff plays Michelle in all of them except the first one. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. And she does such a phenomenal job. And then you have Melanie Shatner, who plays her sister in 2 and 3, and then the guy who was in I don't know his name, who was in Friday the 13th: The New Blood, is also in 2 and 3. The cast ensemble, especially for 2 and 3, works perfectly. But what makes this series so phenomenal is they actually are filming in Romania. And the guy who wrote and directed all of these movies, Ted Nicolaou, probably saying his name wrong, he captured Romania in such a creepy way. He wanted this to look like Transylvania. He wanted this to look like old Eastern European, somewhere that you would feel you shouldn't be. And they shot at old castles. This was perfect. Ted Nicolaou got the setting of these movies absolutely down pat. The settings were perfect. The times where he was shooting at dusk, at dawn, combined with the acting, with Anders Hauff just doing this unbelievable job as Radu. Denise Duff, I'm 99% sure that's her name, is the actress that plays Michelle. And then again, Melanie Shatner, who comes in the second one and the third one. Now, there's a different actress who plays Michelle in the first movie, and how this gets set up is that 2 American college students go to Romania to, for research and whatnot. And then there's a third girl who's local, who's a college girl, who meets up with them, I think is their friend and is kind of their guide. And they stay at this old castle, and unbeknownst to them, that there's been this treaty with the vampires and the local people, that the local people gave the vampire king the bloodstone in the promise that him and his 2 sons, Radu and Stefan, would no longer, Radu and Stefan, and I guess other vampires, would no longer prey on the townspeople. So this treaty was made, and there's this agreement, and the townspeople are safe. And Radu he wants nothing to do with this. He wants to be the real evil vampire, and of course that's what ends up happening and whatnot. If you take these movies for what they are, which are campy and fun and, taken kind of with a grain of salt, especially the first 3, you will enjoy most of the movies in the series. If you're really trying to take deep meaning out of these movies, you're going to be disappointed. Okay, now first off, I'm going to go into this movie, The Vampire Journals. Try to get this without a glare on there. Now, this is a spinoff. I have not even watched this yet. I don't know when I will watch it, if I will watch it. This does not, as far as I know, does not have Radu in it. Radu is the main reason I watch these movies. So I'm not even going to rank this one. This has some character Ash in it. It's like Radu's protege. So I have not gotten into this movie yet. All right, so to rank these movies, I'm going to start off with this one. Subspecies 4, Bloodstorm. So you had the trilogy, and they almost could have ended it with the trilogy, but after this Vampire Journals, I feeling because Ash is in this movie too, they wanted to try to do a maybe a spin-off series. And since Vampire Journals, I don't think I'd never heard of it before I even got this box set. I'm assuming since Vampire Journals did nothing, that they said, hey, let's do another movie with Radu, bring Ash in it, maybe this could help spin off. This movie's terrible. This is absolutely, absolutely awful. Michelle is in this movie, and she spends the vast majority of the time. Sorry, I'm trying to look up her real Denise stuff. Okay, so at least I'm getting that right. Who plays Michelle? I did get the actress's name right. She spends most of the time with a vampire doctor who is trying to turn her human again with blood transfusions and stuff. It's terrible. And then Radu is going to meet Ash, and he's trying to get because I guess Radu was Ash's master, so Radu was trying to get all Ash's riches, and there's another female vampire that Ash is kind of hooked up with. It really is all over the place. So this one, it's not even worth watching. So my daughter Madison was watching this series with me and got through 1, 2, and 3, and I think left her in the middle of this movie. It was so bad. And I just finished it for the sake of finishing it. This Bloodstorm, horrible. The next one on the list for me is the newest one, Blood Rise. And again, I'm trying to get this so you guys can see it without the glare. It's not horrible. It's not great. Problem with Blood Rise is it's a prequel. And it really kind of washes away what we know about Radu up until this point. In this, he becomes, and spoiler alert, spoilers for all these movies. In this movie, he starts off, he's basically a crusading knight. Now, he was still born of his sorceress mother, and the Vampire King is his father, but he's taken as a baby by Crusaders, or maybe they're not the Crusaders, they're the Templar Knights, and he's raised as a Templar Knight, and he's going on this mission with other Templar Knights to hunt down and kill vampires, and he finds his brother as a child, and his brother's mother, who eventually we find out is a vampire, and turns Radu into a vampire, but Radu was already the son of a vampire, so that really kind of is a paradox right there. But the first half of this movie, the first part of this movie, is Radu being Anakin Skywalker. And that's where I think they kind of got this from. Like, oh, let's turn Radu into a sympathetic Darth Vader character. You can tell they were trying to really push a story with this one instead of just being campy and fun. And, then it goes into how Radu becomes, more and more of the Radu that we know and love. And, he finds a brother-sister pair that he turns into vampires. And and he's looking for the vampire, the female vampire, his brother's mother that turned him into a vampire, who's again played by Denise Duff, and it's not supposed to be Michelle, but this is supposed to tell us because she looks, she's basically Michelle's twin from whatever 1,000 years before. This is why he's in love with Michelle when he meets her in the first Subspecies movie, because he reminds her of this vampire that turned him into a vampire. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Radu was supposed to be evil and sadistic from the beginning, and they tried to turn him into Anakin Skywalker, and no. It's okay. It's entertaining. It's not one that I would walk away from, but no. I don't know. I may watch it again at some point, but all right. Now the three. These are the great ones. These are phenomenal. And I'm going to start with the first one. Very first Subspecies. And this is a great movie. This obviously is the one that starts it off. Different cast, different people playing, different actress playing Michelle. And this is where where it starts off with the three girls, three college students that eventually end up running into Radu and his brother. And his brother, Stefan, falls in love with Michelle and wants to protect her from Radu, but Radu is obsessed with her. And, there's this just going back and forth. And then he has the little Subspecies claymation guys, which are just awesome. They are just blind followers of Radu and his mother, who's this decaying sorceress. It's just great. Radu just kills everybody. It's just an absolute great bloodfest. Radu bites Michelle at the end, but in order for her to not turn into a vampire like Radu, Stefan, who didn't want to turn her into a vampire, has to bite her, so she's more of a good vampire than an evil vampire. And Radu just wants to get the Bloodstone, and he kills his father and to become the new king of the vampires. It's just a great movie. The next one is the third one. And the funny thing about this, not the funny thing, but the thing that's important to know about these is 1, 2, and 3 happen right after each other. They are set up perfectly once again. The director, Ted Nicklau, I'm massacring your name, I'm sorry, sir, did a great job of setting this up because, unlike Friday the 13th, and I said the next one is Bloodlust, number 3. Unlike Friday the 13th, where there's all supposed to happen, 2, 3, and 4 are supposed to happen in a weekend, it makes absolutely no sense. This really does. This is set up absolutely perfectly. And again, the thing about the first 3 movies, when you get to Blood Rise, the production value is much better. These first 3 movies, 2 and 3 have a better production value than 1, and 2 and 3 were shot back to back, but they're still B movies. And what Ted Nicklau does with his surroundings and what he does with these B movies makes them perfect. So Bloodlust is, by this time, Stefan is killed, and now it is the guy from Friday the 13th part 7, Melanie Shatner, who plays Michelle's sister and Michelle, and then there's a cop all trying to not only not get killed by Radu, but somehow save Michelle from Radu and make her human again, because Michelle is still kind of turning into a vampire. And then my favorite is number 2, Bloodstone. This is, and again, it's kind of hard between these two, kind of hard between all 3 of them. The reason that this one is my favorite is because in the first Subspecies, you waste so much time with this love story between Stefan and Michelle. The movie starts out where Radu is brought back to life. and he kills Stefan. So this is just pretty much all Radu. Radu runs the show in this movie and in the third one. So it's just Radu going after Michelle. The second one is where she calls her sister, and her sister comes from the United States to help her, and and then all hell breaks loose. But you have the same cast, and because these two and three were shot right after each other. So you have the exact same cast, the exact same setup. It's phenomenal. It's a campy series. It's a fun series. Anders Hav does such a phenomenal job in the first three movies, but when we get to 4 and 5, definitely by 5, they're trying to be serious. They're trying to make I don't want to say artistic movie, but they're trying to make a real movie, whereas the other ones were B movies. Now they're going to make the serious movie by the time we get to Blood Rise. And then the other one, what's 4 called again? God, Bloodstorm is just garbage. So my suggestion is, if you're going to watch these, definitely watch 1, 2, and 3. They're fun. They're campy. Anders Hav is not going to disappoint in any way, shape, or form. If you really want to be a diehard fan, watch 4 and 5. If you can't get through 4, go watch 5. You'll get through 5, but the first 3, I think they could have, if they were going to do this, they could have ended it the trilogy, as a trilogy. So, okay, that's my review. Again, this is the other thing I wanted to say was, I was kind of on the fence about buying this coffin set because it was like $150 or $160, something like that. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to spend. I mean, I like these movies, but it's one from Full Moon. It's $159. God, on Amazon they're really gouging you for $200, but big shock there. Grindhouse, you can get it for $159. That's what I paid, because I got it directly. Probably because Amazon was gouging you. I got it from Full Moon. The reason I got this too was I wanted especially the first 3 movies. I had never seen 4 and 5 until I got this set, so I didn't know what I was in for. I did kind of look at some reviews, and they weren't, especially for 4, they weren't stellar. But these movies are kind of hard some of them are kind of hard to get and kind of hard to find, especially if you want to have all of them. And I like to have all movies in a set. So even bad ones, albums, whatnot too, I'll get. So it was more cost effective, to get this. And plus this is not a flimsy set. They did a good job. This is pretty good construction. It really is a nice set. Even the box it came in, if I had more room, I would have kept the box that this came in. It's just I have no more room. I had to toss it. But it's a really beautiful set. Great movies. Again, I definitely suggest 1, 2, and 3. They're interchangeable. 2 and 3 are so darn close. What puts one down is the love story, and then we get to 2 and 3, it really is just Radu going nuts. So, all right, that's my take on the Subspecies series. Let me know what you think in the comments, and definitely check out 1, 2, and 3. If you're really bored, 4 and 5, and maybe even that Vampire Journals. Let me know what you think of the Vampire Journals. I don't know if I'm ever going to watch it. I couldn't stand the Ash character in 4, so I don't know if I would watch a movie based on him. All right, thanks. Like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff.